Welcome to Rebirth Podcast. I'm your host, Shea. Tonight, we are bringing relationship expert Adele to the Rebirth Podcast. Very excited about this. My question to you is, have you ever stayed in something too long, knowing that it was not good for you? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to tonight's podcast.
Out of the ashes we will soar to a destiny we can't ignore. Heartbeats echo through the night with every dream and endless flight. Together strong, let's break the mold. Our rebirth and stories told. It's time to renew, rebuild, restore. Unlock the dreams we've been waiting for. Rise up higher, more and more. With every breath, a new dawn's roar.
Happy Monday. Welcome to Rebirth Podcast. I'm your host, Shea.
And I'm your boy, Corey, a.k.a. The Thinker.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Before we get started, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You definitely want to share tonight's episode. So I'm going to give you guys a second because you know when I bring this woman to Rebirth Podcast, everything she says, everything comes out her mouth is fire. So I cannot wait to introduce my guest. I don't want to say she's a guest because she's family. She's been rocking with Rebirth for years. So I'm so excited to have her. But before we get started, I want you guys to think about this question. Have you ever stayed in something that was hurting you too long? And I want you to think about, why did you stay? And we'll get back to you. What's up, Corey?
What's happening? I was staying still.
You were staying still.
While you was talking.
Staying still. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Happy
I'm
Monday to you.
Happy Monday.
Yes.
Happy Monday.
How's the workout going?
You know, I'm locked in now. I'm good.
You locked in.
I'm
I
locked
saw
in
you,
now,
man. I saw
yeah,
you
man.
doing your.
Oh my God.
One moment. You was like.
That was round 2. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
Round 3, I was like,
Right. I was hollering through the video. Come on, keep going, bro.
Yo.
Keep going.
oh my God.
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's
Can
awesome.
you speak on seriously really quick though, because I applaud you, right? Because and you get up early in the morning.
Yeah.
What does it take for you to be able to be dedicated and disciplined and consistent? Like are you going every morning?
I go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Saturday.
Yeah, and that's a lot
Yeah.
in a week. So and we're talking about his fitness journey. I don't know if you guys been following Corey. If you haven't, make sure you do follow him. He's on this fitness journey, man, and he's out there and he's recording his workouts and he's working with a trainer, and it's very inspiring.
Thank you. Yeah, so I think it takes. I mean, we always say like the key words is dedication and all of that stuff. Dedication is cool until it's 5 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that's right.
They get it up in the morning, especially like in the wintertime when it's cold.
Yeah.
It's still dark outside and all that.
Right.
Yeah, but one of the things that is like is part of my Q1 goal is right to just get healthy, and thank God I got a clean bill of health from the doctor.
Amen.
But I wanted to stay out of the pre-diabetic space, and I want my clothes to fit a certain type of way. Like we on social media, so you want to look a certain type of way. So it's all of those things. But I think it all started like just trying to be consistent. I mean, I like to work out with people. It just keeps me motivated.
Okay.
So once we got locked in, I started going to like and we'll talk about it in a future show, right?
Yeah.
So we do this therapy and workout on Saturday mornings for men, and it started with that, and then it just kept going. So I think we started like in January, and we locked in now. So
nice.
It's
very
good
exciting. I love it. I watch it. I support you, and like I said, it takes discipline.
It does. You gotta see some of the outtakes. I'd be like, we want to throw my phone.
I know that's right.
You ain't even see me no more. I'm over here
I know that's
dying
right.
in the corner.
Yeah, there was one video you had where you was just like, I used to like this song, but I don't like the song no
never
more.
listen to that song again. I messed around and had it on one day. I turned that thing off so far. That was the one that you saw me breathing all hard. 4-minute song. Lil Wayne just kept
It's
going and
all
going and going. I
good.
said, man, if you don't stop
Right.
rapping,
It's all
man,
good.
it was good though.
Yeah, it happens. All right, guys. Again, if you have not done so, I was giving y'all some time. If you haven't done so yet, I need you to share this video because it is so important, the information we are about to give to you. But before we get started, we do have some events that is coming up. One of my good friends, well, she's actually a sister to me, Levante Dorsey. She is actually going to be doing a book signing coming up. So we're going to have that on the screen so you guys can see where that's going to be happening at. It's going to be at the Barnes and Nobles at Christiana Mall, I believe. Yes, Barnes and Nobles at Christiana Mall. We are very excited. Of course, there's some other amazing ladies that's going to be on the well, it's not a panel, but they're going to be there doing book signings. But yeah, go out and support. It is coming up on April 11th from 1 to 3 p.m. You do not need a ticket. Just go out, show your love and support. It's Women's History Month right now in March. Although this event is happening in April, we're still going to be celebrating these amazing ladies. So shout out to Levante Dorsey and all the other ladies that's going to be on this book signing on April 11th at Barnes and Nobles. All right. Okay. So that's all I have.
Shout out to Levante.
Yeah, that's my sister. Yeah. So let's get into it. Let's get into it.
All right. So, last time we had Miss Eden on, we had a nice little conversation.
We had a nice little Eden is the truth. And every time she comes on here, I always say, we've been working together for so many years and we have never met in person, and it's crazy. It is crazy, but we do have a sisterhood, and I love her and I respect her and I honor her. And let's just get her on. Let me just stop talking. Let's get her on. So Eden Adele, she is the relationship expert. She has written several books. You can find her books on Amazon, and I'm going to confirm that when she comes on. But she is the Get Back to Passion.
Okay.
Yeah, Get Back to Passion.
We had with her. It was
man.
Was it like cake?
Chocolate
cake.
Something about the cake thing. Yeah, it blew us away. But come on, guys, put applaud. Let's bring Eden to death.
That was so awesome. I'm so glad to be back with you.
Cakes and French toast. It was one of them things. I think I chose French toast. But welcome back. How you doing?
Yes.
I'm doing great, Corey. You sound hungry. I'm just saying.
I've been working out. I can't even eat after 7 o'clock. So I say nothing about cake tonight.
I brought my cake back. I did. I brought the cake.
That's right. That's right. Eden, I'm so happy to have you. I'm so happy to have you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule and everything that's going on. I know life is life, and it's been life for all of us.
Sure.
But I know life is lifing is lifing for you as well. And of course, love, hugs, prayers, all of that sending your way. But tonight we're gonna talk about why do we stay in things that are hurting us, right? And let's dive into it. Let's just dive into it. Why do we stay, Eden? Why? What's happening? I know it's familiar sometimes, but what's going on?
It's definitely familiar. It's intentional. It's intentional because that's how we're programmed.
Yeah.
You know, from pre-verbal, really, but definitely from young children. It's how we're programmed. They start programming us for our roles to play in the love game from the time we're very little kids. And unfortunately, a lot of that programming is associated with pain and suffering. Like it's not real love if you're not suffering your way through it or hurting your way to it. You know, it's not real.
Yeah.
If you didn't have to sacrifice and you didn't have to struggle, then it's not real.
I felt that.
And that's crazy.
The program. It is everywhere you look. It's literally everywhere you look. Hollywood reinforced it. Movies, songs, videos, books, school, church, work, it will find you. You don't have to find it. This
Yeah.
message
Yeah.
that if it doesn't deplete you, wear you out, tear you up,
Mhm.
have you calling the police. You know, all
Yeah.
whatever drama, chaos, all the things, it has to be that in order to be
Mhm.
real love. And
Yeah.
all of that is started from the time we're really little kids. And a lot of us
Mhm.
grew up in chaotic households too.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
if we grew up in that kind of environment where maybe we saw our parents fighting a lot, you know, or even not necessarily just our parents, but the adults that were in our immediate environment, if their
Right.
way of problem, uh, conflict resolution was always to go to a fight or to always to go to yelling and screaming and name calling and that kind of thing, before you even develop any discernment to be able to say,
Mhm.
that's not what I want for myself, though. You know, maybe they're okay dealing with that, but that's not what I want for me. Before you even
Right.
have the discernment to be able to say that, you've already absorbed it as, well, this is just what happens.
Right. Right. Right.
Because that's what they're doing. They're my example of what it means to be an adult. They're my example
Mhm.
of what it means to be grown up and to be in love and have a relationship. So whatever's
Mhm.
unfolding in front of me becomes the truth. Now, whether or not the truth is healthy for me or whether or not the truth is actually sustainable is an entirely different discussion. But when you're 7, you don't have the discernment.
Mhm.
You can't make that distinction. So it's just all true. So by the time
Yeah.
you do grow up and you are experimenting with your own relationships, you just go with what is true to you.
Mhm.
And that's
Mhm.
why everybody keeps colliding, because everybody has a different idea of what is true to them. And
Yeah.
the relationship then becomes the power struggle to see who's right. And that's how we get into the toxicity and the hostility and the chaos and that's the battle. That's the ego struggle of trying to be right, because we haven't even discussed or thought about or strategized how to really be in a relationship. How do we share our life together from one day to the next? I know how to take you on
Mhm.
a date, but what
Mm.
do I do when I'm at work and I'm feeling less I'm feeling less than competent. I'm feeling less than capable. And I know I can do this. But
Right.
there's somebody in my atmosphere that's dragging me down or trying to drag me down. What do I do with that?
Mhm.
Because I can't, there's only so much I can do about it while I'm at work. So I'm going to bring it home and unload it there. Because there, nobody can fire me. Because
Mhm.
there,
Mhm.
nobody can put me out. Because there, I got keys and I pay bills, and because you know I got all that. I got all the things that can keep me here. So it's safer for me to unload here, even though here isn't where the problem actually started. And
Yeah.
it's just one example of how we tend to stack on to what we already know instead
Mhm.
of challenging what we knew and rewriting it, making a new way to do it, making a way to work that actually does work for the two people involved. We get so busy trying to look good on the gram
Mm.
that we don't do what actually works for
Right.
us.
Right. Right.
We
Yeah. And I
know
think
of
social.
something that could work for us and we just won't do it because
Yeah.
we don't see other people doing it, or we don't see our friends
Mhm.
doing it, or somebody's
Mhm.
going to have something sideways to say about it if we do it. But we know what will work. We know what will
Mhm.
work. We know what to do. We know we're supposed to be kind and considerate and careful and all those. We know we're supposed to do that, but we don't do it because it's not the program. the program says something entirely different. And until we're willing to literally rewrite the program and to be clumsy for a while and to be awkward a little bit and to embarrass ourselves sometimes, until we're willing to put our ego on the line, we're not going to be able to create a dynamic that's actually sustainable. We're just going to keep making the same mistakes and calling it love. Well, that's just how it is. You know, love is pain. Love is struggle. What do you mean you're not checking my phone? You must not really love me. You know, you know what I'm saying? It's always something. It's got to be something. And if it's not something, then I'm going to create something.
Right.
Because that's what our default setting is, chaos.
It goes back to that. And I think that default setting sometimes could be also a protection. A form of protection, somebody protecting themselves, right? Because we tend to go back to that default when we're feeling challenged or defensive, right? Or so we might fall back into that. It was two things that you said that I want to touch on, and Corey, I want you to jump in. So number one, I think the social constructs of rather it's marriage and relationships, I think that plays a big part of why people don't tailor their relationship or marriage to them and what works for them, right? And like you were saying, too busy worrying about the gram or just what society may think, or family may think, religion, church, if you're in church, what they may think. But I'm noticing that there are a lot of women, and a few women have talked about this on women that are famous have talked about how marriage for them, it works for them that they're living in two separate households, right? And what is Shirley here you go. Shirley Ralph is one of them, right? Her and her husband actually stay on two different, I believe, continents, I believe.
2 different states.
I think she said she's in Africa as well. But they're very,
I know they're on opposite sides of the country, at least.
For sure.
And they have been for 20-something years. It's not like a new thing. It's not a new thing.
Exactly. And it works for them. So I don't know if we're moving to that. I think more people are coming out talking about it. I don't know if we're moving in that direction. I can understand, especially as a woman of a certain age, I can understand why that can work. I understand why that can work. But then you think about going back in the day as our grandparents and stuff, you see some of them stay in separate bedrooms. Grandmom and grandpa were in separate bedrooms, right? And it wasn't because they didn't love each other. It's just that maybe they just needed that space, And then the other thing is, if you guys have not seen that video with James Baldwin and Nikki Giovanni, look at that video. Because what she said was powerful. And when she first said it, I was just like, what do you mean lie to me? Like, what do you mean, right? But when she broke that down, I wish we had that video to show. I should have had that loaded so we could show that. But you said something earlier in the beginning where, you're at the office and all of this is happening, and then you come home and you unload on that person, the person that's closest to you. And Nikki Giovanni, she made reference to that. You lie to these people every day. You perform. You're in perform mode. But when you come home,
I get the worst of you.
I get the worst of you. I want you to lie to me too, if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? So I can see the best of you. I get the worst of you. You want to jump in?
Sure.
Oh boy, here he go. Watch out, Eden. Here he go.
I have questions for Miss Eden.
Go ahead, Corey.
Go ahead, question.
You ready? So in your relationship expertise, who's doing the staying?
Who's doing the, I'm sorry,
staying? The staying.
Who's doing the staying?
Yeah, and I say that because it's also said that men are the one that are really staying, right? So I've heard it both ways. Men are the ones that are staying because we love unconditionally. All we have to give is the love, right? They say about majority of divorces, women are filing for divorce. It's not the men.
I agree with that.
Right? So who's doing the staying? And granted, it's probably both are doing it, right? But I think for us, I think it's just talk about a little bit like who is doing the staying. Obviously, it's for different reasons, but when it comes to relationships, we all stay for different reasons, right? I think when you talk about the social media place of it, that men are out here dogging and is doing this and doing that, but women are making choices too that are best for them, and being best for them, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. Or like you talked about, I see it in a different way. I don't need to be in the same house as you. And men may be the ones be like, no, don't go nowhere. I need you to be here, right? So like, that who's doing the staying, and what are the reasons why we are choosing to stay?
I think it's important to make a distinction about that for one reason, if not any other reason. I hear a lot about that filing for divorce statistic, that's 80% women are filing for divorce. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One of which was that's really a brand new thing for women to even be able to do that. Because for a very long time, it wasn't even legal. For a very long time, marital rape wasn't even illegal until 1993. So there hasn't been a lot of time that women have even been able to do that. Secondly, a lot of those women have already been abandoned. So she's the one that did paperwork. But
That's
he's
true.
already gone.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases.
Yeah.
He's been gone, and he's been gone for years. And he just somehow figured that she was just never going to do the paperwork. So it's really women, there are 80% of women doing the paperwork because he didn't. He went to the store to get some milk and just didn't come back. Yeah, and we all know people who are in that kind of a dynamic. People who've been separated for 1,000 years and nobody went to court.
Yeah.
A lot of what you're seeing is that. It's just getting the paperwork aspect of it done because they've actually been apart for a very long time. So that's also part of it. Another part of it is that during the time that women needed men for things like bank accounts and just to be able to have medical procedures on their own bodies, they could only happen if their husband signed for them. So for a very long time in this country, women were the property of their husbands. So they didn't exist as separate legal entities. That's where the whole Mrs. his last name came from.
Right.
It was to indicate the ownership aspect. Legally. Just legally speaking. So a lot of what you see now is a result of women having a level of autonomy that they didn't have before. And now that they don't have to be trapped into a position that they probably got into when they were too young and too unaware of who they actually were as separate people to be making lifelong decisions. Because a lot of them got married before they were 25. So the frontal lobe hadn't fully come online yet. And then they woke up one day, 26, 27. What am I doing here? This doesn't even fit me. This isn't really this isn't me. Not anymore. It probably wasn't me before. I just didn't know it. But now I'm here. And what do I do now that I'm here? That you're seeing a lot of that, which is why personally, I have a problem with people getting married before they're 25. I don't think it's a good idea. I know a lot of people do it. I get that. But there is something to be said for having an opportunity to establish and affirm an identity of your own before you go joining your life with someone else's.
Absolutely.
It is just a recipe for disaster. Outliers aside, it's just a bad idea overall. That's why so many marriages in that kind of a situation are either miserable and hanging on, or they're part of this 80% divorce statistic. They're That's why you see so much of that. So who's staying? Usually it's whoever has the least resources. And most of the time that's women, because we get paid less, for one thing. Just overall, generally, we get paid less in the workplace. And because legally we didn't exist as separate entities until recently. We were either our father's daughters or our husband's wives. That was just how it went here.
So you saying women been ready to leave?
Oh yeah, a lot of times.
That's what I got out of it. Y'all been ready to leave me. Okay, I got it. You just couldn't.
A lot of times.
93 came. You was like,
because
got it.
not, you know what?
I can't with him.
You can't trap somebody and then get mad when they want to get out of the trap. Like, a lot of people got trapped into the situations that they're in because they made the decisions when they were too young to really be able to grasp how it was going to affect them later. And then you have, people change over time anyway. Things change, priorities change, people develop, kids come along, jobs come along, then losses start coming, then tragedy starts coming, and you can't predict any of that. And I think that's another big element that keeps showing up, because I hear a lot, well, they didn't used to be that way. Well, yeah, but you haven't been in this situation before either.
Yeah.
So maybe they weren't even aware themselves that is who they would be in this situation. Yeah. Because they've never been in that situation.
Yeah.
And that's why you hear, well, before the baby came, or well, before we got married, or well, before we moved in together, or what? Those are usually the milestone touch points where people say that somebody changed. Yeah. These big life events. You either move in together, you get married, you have a baby, you lose a job, somebody gets sick. Those are usually, or somebody gets pregnant. Those are the big touchstone moments that usually change people's character or behavior. Well, if they've never been in that situation before, they may not even know that that's how they would be. They might have an idea of who they are that's been following them for 20, 30 years. And then once they actually get into the situation, they turn into someone they didn't even expect to be. So now you're both surprised. And you don't know what to do. And you're overwhelmed. And you're frustrated. And you're lost. And you refuse to talk to somebody to help you navigate a way through that might actually work for you. So you just bounce. And especially in this era where ghosting is such a popular thing to do anyway. It's like, we'll do it on the front end when we're just getting to know somebody, but we'll also do it on the back end 14 children later. 14 children,
not 14.
30 years.
Somebody's funny.
You know what I'm saying? 30 years later, you wake up on 30 years in a day and look across the pillow and go, well, I'm not doing my next 30 like this.
Right.
And turn into Casper.
Right.
It's happening. It's like, whether we like it or not, whether it's fair or not, whether it's right or not, whether it's just or not, it's happening. And it's happening more and more often. So in order to avoid it, at least to some degree, it's just better to put the bricks in order before you make the leap. At least as many bricks as you can. At least be over 25. At least have an identity of your own established first. At least don't get married because you're in love. Get married because you're in life. Because you know that living your lives together actually makes more sense than living your lives apart.
Eden. Oh,
Okay.
I got. Oh, I want you to stay where you are, but I want us to move further down the line to
Mm,
maybe second marriages or third marriages, people that
mhm,
are a little bit more seasoned. And the reason why I wanted to go here is because there's people that are, I say seasoned, but y'all know what I mean. Y'all know
mhm.
people that are a little bit more older, right? And
Yep.
um
I'm team
and
season. I'm
right,
team
right, you
season. Yes.
know. And they may already have, all those things that you just said. They've already gone through those things maybe in previous relationships,
Hmm.
but they love each other and
Hmm.
they decide to get together and life happens. And when I
Hmm.
say life is happening, meaning there's a lot of losses that is happening, that's taking
Yes.
place, because
Yes.
during around this age you're in that middle where your kids are now gone or
Hmm.
or leaving, but now
Yes.
you're the caregiver to your parents, or
Yes.
people that you love are like passing away, and that
Yes. Yes.
interrupts and it does something to the relationship, the marriage, or whatever. Can you speak on
Yes.
that a little bit?
Absolutely. As a fully fledged member of Team Season myself, I know a little bit of something about that. Little bit of something about that. And one thing I can say definitively is that when people actually stop to take a hard look at their own mortality, it is enough to change who they've been very often.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just one of those things that when we deal with it the way it actually is, because a lot of people out here going from day to day like they've got
Right.
all the days in the world, and then something like that happens and it puts it
Mm-hmm.
right here. No you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no you don't. And then
Yeah.
people start reconsidering, well, what is it that I haven't done? Who is it that I haven't been? Where have I not gone? What would be a regret that I had on the day before I leave here? What would be a regret if I don't do it? And there may be something on that list that they haven't paid attention to for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Something that they put aside in order to do just what you were talking about: make the family, raise the kids, have the life, all the things. They didn't do that whole time. And now they're faced with, well, I wake up every day with more yesterdays than tomorrows.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. So how do I fix this? What can I do? Is there a way I can actually make this happen for myself? Is there a way I can do that? And does it matter enough to me to actually do it? That's like the constant question. And it is
Mm-hmm.
a constant question. And it doesn't always have a consistent answer. But with every loss, the intensity of the question gets amplified. With every birthday, the intensity of the question gets amplified. The
But is it amplified to
realization and
stay?
I'm sorry?
Okay. I was gonna say, is it amplified to stay or is it amplified to leave? Because I feel like there's a deposit in both buckets depending on what season you in.
It really depends on the people, because contrary to popular opinion, people really are making their own statistics. You can make a relationship work if you're in a relationship with someone who actually wants to make it work with you.
Yeah.
You can make it work. The question is, will you?
Yeah.
Most people just choose the path of least resistance. That whole "it's easier said than done" thing has us in a chokehold. Well,
Mm-hmm.
everything is easier said than done. Literally, everything is
Yeah.
easier said than done. But they manage to do the stuff they want to do. That's easier said than done too. But they still do it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So if they really choose to do what's best instead of what actually feels best, they can make a relationship that they're actually happy to be in. All it requires is some consistency. It's not rocket surgery or nothing. A little care, comfort, consideration, consistency. That's it. That's all. You wake up every day and answer one question. One question. Do I like my life better with this person in it or not? And every day you wake up and that answer is yes, then you spend the rest of the day giving yourselves reasons why that's true.
I like that, Eden. I like that.
How you make a relationship last. There's no magic. There's no twin flame. There's no soulmate. You are your soulmate. You are your twin flame. You are the only permanent relationship you will ever have.
Yes. She taught me that years ago.
And it's not about how much I love you. That has absolutely nothing to do with it. It is just the fact.
Yeah.
You are the only permanent relationship you are ever going to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are the twin flame. You are the soulmate.
Eden, remember when you first said that to me? And and the hard part for me when she said that was she was just like, even your children. She was like, they're not permanent.
I can tell that one got you in the solar plexus.
I was like, what?
She gave you a twisted puppy head look.
Yeah, right. But I promise you, Eden, when you shared that with me, I have used that. And I've always said, a good friend of mine's told me this years ago. And I've shared this with my clients, my friends. But I shared that what she just said, you are the only permanent relationship. And even with your kids, they're born through you, not to you. Eden Adele, everybody. That's who taught me that. So I'm giving my props where it's supposed to be. She taught me that. And that was something I had to really wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
What? And it really resonated for me when my sons graduated high school and it was time to drop them off to college and go through all of that whole thing. That really, it really hit me there. And that's probably why I was a basket case crying for about 2 weeks.
That empty nest will put it right there.
Sure will.
Yeah,
for sure.
It will.
For sure.
But that's how it's supposed to be. But that's another show. Yeah. We'll talk about that one on another show.
This is we're definitely going to have a part 2 because it's so much more that I definitely want to come back and close it out the right way. So we're going to have you come back again for a part 2. But you had some more?
I'm gonna save it for part 2.
Oh, well, no, we still got a little bit more time. Yeah, go ahead.
So I like your statement about you're the only permanent relationship with yourself, right?
It's true.
Could you give a little bit more context to that? So does that mean you have choices to make, right? I think that you have to make the best choice that's for you, independent of the person that's on the other side of that pillow.
Absolutely.
But I think that's where we struggle because we allow other folks' emotion, feelings, lifestyle, well-being to enter. So that's a powerful statement, but we typically don't live like that. It's a hashtag, but it's not a lifestyle, right? So, right. So like, I think that's where I see a lot of people struggle in that space, right? And I know I get frustrated because I'm like, well, what? How many times she gonna hit you, bro? Or how many times is this conversation going to continue to happen where we're just like, because you're right, you have more days behind you than you have in front of you, and you have to make a decision on. And I think that was powerful. What you said is your life better with this person in it or out of it. And sometimes it's a cut and dry statement, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, it's not.
Yeah,
and I think that's where we get stuck because to your point that you made earlier, it may not be as dramatic as the husband saying, I'm going to get some milk and never coming back. Right. But he's emotionally left because he's exhausted. she's emotionally tired because she's exhausted, but
Mhm.
it's better for us to be in this together because 100 from you and 100 from you is $200 and we can pay this bill, as opposed to me coming up with $200 on my own, or whatever the situation could be, kids, so on and so forth. Right. So I think powerful statement, and it's all factual and true. I think the devil is in the details of why that's not enough. You know what I mean? So that's where I was going to, like, more context to, like, when you make that statement of saying, like, your relationship with you is the only permanent relationship, valid, but why do we allow that other person, whoever that is on the other side of it, to just impact us so much that we won't? That statement becomes grayer and grayer and grayer and grayer, and then we look back and it's like it's 10 years, like, you know what I mean? So I think that's where a lot of folks are struggling. And you always lead me to, like, these curiosity questions, and I'm like, well, are the younger folks leaving quicker than the older folks?
Probably. They
Yeah.
have less to
Yeah.
lose.
Mm-hmm.
They're more flexible.
Mm.
They're more willing to step out into the unknown.
Yeah, for sure.
The pain that you know is more stable than the freedom that you don't know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And humans crave stability, even if that stability is toxic.
Mm-hmm.
They would rather be stable. There are relationships right now that have been going on 30 years or more that are being held together by convenience and not by commitment. And we all know people like that. They're only together because they don't want to start over. That's all that is. That's convenience. It would be, I would have to become a different person. I would have to become somebody else. Who am I apart from this person after I've shared my entire life with them? How do I establish an independent identity now that I'm 40, now that I'm 50, now that I'm 60, now that I'm older than 60? How do I become somebody else, somebody that I don't even know? At least this person who's with this person, I know them. I can kind of predict. I can sort of understand. I know what to expect from one day to the next day just because people are habitual. But if I walk away from that, then what do my habits become? Who do I become? What are my strengths and weaknesses apart from this situation? Apart from being so-and-so's spouse or so-and-so's mother, so-and-so, how do I become somebody that I've never even met?
Yeah, for sure.
So
See what you did
it
to
is
me?
a choice. If you're looking across your pillow
Everything.
and you're angry about the situation that you're in because of what that person represents to you, that's not a them problem, that's a you problem.
So,
Because you're the one who's upset about it. So you're the one who has the responsibility to fix it. It is not
well,
them. That is the
part two.
one distinction that most people will not make. They just refuse to make it. It's just a lot easier to blame whoever else is in the room, to blame anybody else, really,
Yeah.
if we're going to tell the
Yeah.
whole truth. But to blame somebody else rather than say, I'm the one who's really angry here. I'm the one who's
Right.
really hurt. I'm the one who's really discontent. I'm the one who's mad that I didn't follow the career path that I wanted to follow, or that I didn't get the education that I wanted to get, or that I didn't travel where I wanted to go, or that I'm not living where. I'm the one who's mad about that. And I'm
Yeah.
blaming it on them because I know if I left, they would be mad, or they would be hurt, or they would be, or they would be, or they would be. It's always a they would be. As long as it's outside of you, then you don't have to be responsible for it. When the truth is, if it's ever going to change, you have to be totally responsible for it. And that means you have to be willing to be a
That
villain in
accountability.
somebody else's story. You have to be willing to be the villain in order to be authentic. You have to be willing. You may not like it, and neither will they.
Willing to be the villain.
But that is okay. But no matter how
Yeah.
good you are, you're going to be the villain in somebody else's story somewhere if you're going to live an authentic life.
All right, y'all heard that.
Yeah.
Y'all heard that. You, if you want to live an authentic life, you gotta be the villain. That period. You're going to be the villain.
Okay,
There's no way around it. Yeah, you gotta
just
be
have
okay
to
with it.
accept it. Even if you're not okay
Right.
with it, you have to be willing to accept it.
Right.
Otherwise, you just going to be mad. You're going to be big mad.
Right.
And as the years go by, you're going to be bigger mad. And it's still not going to change the situation, no matter how mad you get. You can tear up all kind of relationships on the way getting mad, and it still won't change your situation. That's how you end up Nick Cannon with 9,000 children.
Not Nick Cannon.
And he's still missing Mariah. Like, really?
We're gonna have a hashtag Nick Cannon. Eden, as always, you are. I love talking to you. It's just never enough time. So, can you come back and do a part 2 of this, please?
I would love to. Shay,
okay.
You know I love you. You know
yes.
I love
We're
you.
gonna.
And
I'm
Corey,
have
I'm about to add you to the list
scheduled.
too.
Thank you.
Yes, please, because I know he got a lot of more questions for you.
Look,
so
you knew,
real
but
quick,
you true.
Yeah, right. Can you tell
new to
people?
This, but you true to this. We gonna keep you, Corey. We gonna
tell him, man.
We gonna keep you.
Eden, can you tell people how they can follow you and connect with you?
Please come and find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook, find me on YouTube, or send me an email. That's my favorite. Send me an email. getbacktopassion@gmail.com. Now then, something a little bit special just for your audience.
Yes.
If they send me an email about this show, just put Rebirth in the subject line. And I have a little 5-minute audio message and some clarity prompts to help you journal. Write down some of your thoughts, things that you may not have said out loud, that you may need to see written down so you can navigate and strategize.
Yes.
Help you wake up a little bit. Just a little something special I wanted to do for you all in honor of Women's Month.
Yes,
and
I appreciate
because I haven't seen Shea in a minute or two. So I'm putting a little something together for the Rebirth audience because they've always been so kind to me over all of these years.
Thank you so much, Eden.
Over all of these years.
So much.
When we get in the same room, it's going to be a whole mess.
It's going to be fire. It's going to be fire. I cannot wait. It's going to happen. It's going to happen soon. It's going to happen soon. So don't forget. And give me that email address one more time. I just want to make sure everybody got that.
Get back to passion, all one word.
Okay.
At gmail.com.
Okay. And make sure you guys put Rebirth in there so she knows
put
that.
In the subject line, Rebirth.
Yes. And she has something special for you. Yes. Thank you so much, Eden. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this was great. And we're going to reach out so we can get you back for part 2, okay?
That'll be great. Thank you so much.
All right, Eden. Mwah.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Bye-bye. All right, guys. As always, it's always a good show to have when Eden and Adele is on. So listen, make sure you send her an email, put in the subject line Rebirth, and she has a little gift for you that she's going to send over. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you tune in next week and make sure you like, share, and subscribe to tonight's podcast. Have a great week. Good night.